Happy Monday to you.
So, guys, I think I would ask you this on live right now.
Okay.
Monday, thinking I would we do it weekend.
Yeah.
Until we stop.
Monday's a great day, man.
Until we stop, guys, because we got real lives and we got to get motherfucking paid.
Monday's always a great day. You know Monday's named after, right?
Tell us what Monday is named after, please.
The moon. Moon day.
Monday.
Comes after what day? Sunday. So Sunday was named after
smarty yada yada.
Sun.
He's a smarty yada yada type of somebody, man.
Read too much.
That's good that you read. I like that you read because we have great conversations because you read, and that's why I invited you to these lives with me. Because I don't speak politics.
I love politics.
And I know you love politics.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it, but I'm just not into it.
You know what? If people stop looking at politics as a political theater,
start looking at
they should start looking at like a political theater because that's what it's all about.
So you want to say politics is like Broadway?
Well, when I watch it, I'm not watching it like, let me figure out what they're talking about.
Watch out for that cat. My cat's
yeah,
crazy.
I know. Tango. Shout out to Tango.
Shout out Tango.
Please
Tango, be careful.
Tango.
He would bite.
I know. He looked like it. So if we start looking at,
he sniffs at toes.
I know.
And scratches that.
I was kind of he got that look in his eye like he will bite you.
He crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry.
If we start looking at politics like a political theater, you get to learn who the players are.
Okay.
Once you know the players, you know what they stand for. So that's why when they contradict themselves, you figured it out. Like, you didn't say that 2 years ago, remember? When you divorced your wife, when the problem, you had a totally point of view. So once you start watching them, you learn all the players. You know if you like them, if you don't like them, if you feel that they're racially biased or not.
But then how do I use that to judge who I want placed in office, to control the economy, to control the world, my world, as far as laws, how do you use all that to start?
Good question.
Yeah.
It's almost, it's like you're watching a movie, right?
Yeah.
You know who the bad guy is. The bad guy is always the political opponent of what the other side wants you to think. So in my movie, when I started watching, Trump was the bad guy.
In your movie, Trump was the bad guy.
He was the perception that I was receiving from what he said, what the other people said about him. He was the bad guy.
He was the villain.
So I was biased when I thought about him. Like, he said this, he said that. He said, dude, if you follow me around for a week, a day, and repeat back some of the stuff I said, you'd probably be like, yo, what the hell is wrong with him?
Oh, yeah, I know. You're most definitely off the chain.
Yeah. So as I kept watching, I realized, like, they're starting to do him wrong. That's not fair, because there was a double standard. Until I got to the point where I started analyzing, well, let me see if I could think like why the people like him, and then the other side tried to force feed me a lot of lies and hate. To the point where I started saying, at least he's being honest.
You started finding the honesty in the villain.
Yeah, I started finding to the point that now he's almost like the good guy.
So let me say something to you about me, about the way I grew up, and how I have a different way of thinking. I cheer sometimes the villain in the cartoons growing up as a kid. I used to wonder, what if Cobra Commander did win? What was his plan? What was he planning on doing exactly?
Again, you going deep. You going deep. Not only that, Thanos, yeah. I thought Thanos was right.
By removing half the people.
Well, because a third of the people.
Well, a third. Okay, I thought it was half. Okay.
But remember, the population was overpopulated, and he estimated that we would doom ourselves.
Yeah.
So he was trying to save the planet. He wasn't trying to let me kill everybody and take all the gold and all the women. That's what I would have done had I had the 5 damn rings, right?
Yeah, but he Thanos. He probably he could probably get off on himself.
But he had to get rid of what he loved the most, was his daughter. His daughter. Just to achieve help. He sacrificed his daughter to make the world a better place for everybody to live and have enough. That was the.
That's almost biblical, because in the Bible, didn't they say that he was going to sacrifice his son for God?
Yeah, he was.
Who was, and which, I forgot which prophet or which.
Not right now, but
yeah, not right. We've been doing.
Yeah, he was going, and God stopped him before he
did it, but he was about to.
Yeah, we drinking green tea.
Green tea.
Well, then get your green tea, everybody. Even though mine's a little yellow.
Green yellow tea. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm going deep, because he will also sip your drink.
Well, you know what?
You want to bring this over for you?
No, that's okay. I'll keep it in hand.
Okay.
I used to be a Baptist.
Hey, so yeah, so that's the thing about politics for me. Oh, and the reason I bring up the Cobra thing is one time I wore a Cobra T-shirt. You know, I like T-shirts with insignias on it, and I didn't think anything of it. It was just a Cobra T-shirt, just the snake. Remember the red snake?
Yeah,
symbol.
Yeah, I remember.
And I had the blue shirt, so it looked literally like the uniform that they wore. And this guy got upset with me. Really? He came up to me and said, "You know what that stands for?" I said, "1980s cartoon." But he took that so serious. Well, anyway, I say, what if the villain wins sometimes? And that's where I never thought Trump to be the villain for me. I thought he was a wealthy man that should take on politics. I always felt that Michael Jordan should have taken on politics because of the popularity that he has. He can get an office.
Okay, but you know what? When Jordan did not, and a lot of people were trying to convince him to speak up for
everything,
blacks,
for anything. But
there were no black coaches, and they were like, if you just say something. There was a point where Senator Jesse Helms, a known racist and KKK member, was running, and there was a black Democrat running again. His mother begged him to try to, support him. He said he don't want anything to do with it because Republicans buy tennis shoes also, right? So if he were to get into politics, people will throw that up. Like, why didn't you speak up? See what I was saying about like how you watch it like a theater?
Yeah.
It's like, then why didn't you speak up when you had all that power?
Well, you can still get around that because someone could design you something in writing to manipulate why and why not.
And then we got to realize, just because someone's an athlete doesn't mean they're good at picking the president.
No, they're not. But the same way a rich man that was firing people on TV became the president, I feel like he's also, even though he's a wealthy man in real life. Right. However, he was also a star of TV.
Yeah.
Because Ronald Reagan was as well.
That's how you want to be fired. Just quick. Hey, you're fired.
Oh, no. I mean, I'd rather that than
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's not working out for us. I think the best choice. No, you're fired. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I feel that. But Ronald Reagan was a star as well of TV and movies.
The Gipper.
Or just movies. He was a movie. He was a
cowboy. He was a movie star, yeah.
So movie stars can be presidents.
Well, anybody can be a president.
But to say Michael Jordan wouldn't be able because he's a sports player, if a movie star can be a president, I think a basketball player can be a president.
But yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, you're right. If he had enough appeal for people to like him on both sides,
I think he could still run. I think if Michael Jordan still wanted to run for something, he could still run. But we're talking about all of this to get to the debate.
Yeah, the debate.
I watched it.
How did you like it?
I watched it because we were going to talk about it. The only reason I watched it. I do not care about that stuff. But this year I am caring about that. I am caring. Let me retract. I am paying attention because I have children. And when you have children, your mind starts thinking a whole other way. I need their future to look a certain way. So now I'm paying attention. What did I think about it? I'm going to start with the fact that there was not a live audience there. I don't believe it. I don't like it. I think it was a show. That's where I go, you're correct in that theatrical. I agree with you on that.
It is.
It's theatrical because why was not an audience there? It could have been pre-recorded and they could tell us it's live.
Is that why she kept staring at him between questions? She was looking like she was trying to read his, what he was saying or his face or his reaction.
I don't know what she was doing. I think she's an actress. We got to give her props for who she is.
She's not a good actress.
She's not a great actress, but she's decent.
We'll give her the attempt.
She's to be good.
My issue with the debate was one, they were tough on him.
They were really tough on him.
And as you see after the debate, how they fact checked when she lied or didn't. She didn't even answer the question.
She danced around.
The only way you're going to ask me how I'm going to fix the economy. I start telling you how I grew up.
Yeah.
And that's what, my morals. No, come on. How you going to fix the economy? I think they should have but you didn't answer the question.
Well, he also didn't answer the question a few times himself.
Yeah. Well, that's what politics is. I'm not giving him an excuse, but I felt like it was 3 against 1 when he was up there on the debate. And they really didn't ask her hard questions. They kind of they kept giving her a lob, like an alley-oop.
Do you think he's going to win this presidency?
I feel pretty confident that he's going to win because if you look at when he ran last, it was almost evenly divided. If somebody wins by 500,000 votes out of millions of people, that's still a good rate. But now I see that more people of color, and not just people of color, people are waking up like, I'm not just going to vote for her because she's a Democrat
and she's black.
She's allegedly black, but she has no plan. And if she does have a plan, why hasn't she implemented some of this plan in the last 3.5 years? You got the thing with the immigrant. Now they show that, people were eating their pets.
And eating ducks.
And eating ducks and geese, the Haitians with the geese.
Yeah, they're eating the geese.
So once you see all these things that he said that were true, you start to say, well, why? He didn't do whatever that Initiative 25. She says that he did it. He said, I had nothing to do with that.
Oh, you're talking about Project 2025.
Project 2025. And it's like, why don't they fact check that and say, look, he has nothing to do with that?
So it's because everybody I actually did a YouTube video on Project 2025. I actually got that on my page. So I did a little research on that. So I can actually speak on that a little bit.
Okay.
I feel comfortable with it. Project 2025 is the reason why people wanted to keep blaming him. And be careful with that. Buddy, you got to get away. This cat is off the chain.
Tango, come on, man.
You're getting in the way, homie.
We're shooting live, man.
Come on, buddy. So Project 2025 is because majority of his cabinet wrote the manuscript. They wrote that manual.
Okay.
And one of the lead people of the whole cabinet that wrote that manual was a high official in his cabinet at one point. That's why they assume it to be. But he denounced it at every turn that he was not. But if you look at his policies that he wanted to implement online, some of them align with some of the items in the manual, but not 100%, not all the way.
Okay, I could take that. But as you said, he denounced it. And I'm still open to believing both of them lie. They're liars on both sides.
Of course, it's politics. Right? It's politics. To assume that nobody's lying, we're crazy.
But when you get to answer the question, why haven't you done anything in the last 3.5 years? So you've done more. You put billions of dollars into people outside of the U.S. When you could have used those billions of dollars to make people that live here, that born here, or legal citizens here, life so much better. Where's all this money when there's no presidential race? Where's all this money? Where all these billions of dollars? You can help people here, help people get housing. You might as well give free housing if you're going to give billions of dollars to other countries,
or to people that just or to people that just walk into the country.
Billions of dollars will make everybody in America happy. So why don't you at least make us happy enough so that we're willing to share what we have with other communities? Once we can control our own community, and once we're, all these billions of dollars that you're pouring into the community, why don't you just help us first?
I felt Trump was doing that a few years when he locked everything down and he was increasing. Oh,
okay, yeah, you're right.
I feel like
you're right. He was like, we're helping Americans first, and then so now I know there are people who need asylum, who are in dire straits in these other countries.
I get it.
But they let millions of people over here.
Well, I'm not upset with letting people in. However, the people that are coming in the proper way is
okay.
That makes sense. I understand that. You paid your money.
I agree.
You fill out the paperwork. We know who you are.
Yeah.
But if you're just coming through, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's not going to, there's crime. Things are going to slip through the cracks. But at the wave it's coming and then you're accepting it and you're paying for it. Because I know people that got here. I know people that got this country sent illegally.
Okay, so do I.
However, they ain't get nothing. Their families didn't get nothing, no help, nothing.
No.
They stayed under the complete radar
to
get everything they had.
Yeah.
These people are getting it. They're being brought in and they're being handed out. It's crazy.
And healthcare.
And healthcare. And a lot. You saw that the one with the receipt, the one lady had, I guess she left her receipt and it showed how much money she had, like in food stamps or in just assistance. It was like 17 grand or something.
What?
Like that. It was something crazy like that.
I can't afford a full pack of hamburger. I got to go on half and wait for the sale. Yeah, that's not right.
Tell me. But hey, man, that's so debate. The debate. I'm not going to vote because someone's only black. I'm not going to vote because I have to vote Democrat. I want to hear everybody's. I want to hear everybody's policies. How are they going to help the economy? How are they going to assist with healthcare and then childcare? Because childcare is at an all-time high. The prices for childcare is just ridiculous.
You're right.
It's ridiculous. You're forced to have somebody in the house not work if you have a combined household with a husband and wife.
You know what? I think we're missing a big point that should be made here that I think nobody's talking out. And as much as I may not go for someone, I have to admit when they've done something good, I want kudos to Kamala for letting the Haitians come, because rarely do they let people of color in like that. I've never seen a group that many people that they will let in the country. Normally they turn them back, you know. So I want to shout out to Kamala for at least letting those Haitians in. Okay. And the other immigrants too, but I'm just surprised because normally they don't let black people in the country. So shout out to you.
Well, shout out for that, man. And I also want to give it. I think she's a great actress. She's playing the system very well. She's very intelligent in that regard. She's gotten all the way to this level, and I mean, she has not answered the question yet.
They say she's drunk.
I mean, I would be a little bit.
I mean, sometimes you know what it is.
I'd be a little bit in something.
What I think is maybe she got to take a couple shots because she knows she's going to face all this press, and she might have a little nerves. I don't think she's drunk, but it does appear that she's had something, you know.
Man, why would they still have nerves? I don't think I've been doing this for so long. I don't care no longer. So I guess some people may have nerves in front of a camera and light, and it's more people. It's just people. They're just people.
Well, you would think. I watched her in the Senate. I watched her question Mark Kavanaugh for his seat on the Supreme Court. I watched her question people all the time. I told you so when I would see them, it was like a theater. I was like, okay, let me see what she's talking. Oh, she got him that day. You know, so I've seen her a lot. I do think she's intelligent. The reason why I don't think she's a good actress because she doesn't look like the same person that I used to watch and how the confidence that she had when she spoke. So
I remember her from the past.
She's not a great actress because she doesn't
portray as that same person with that confidence.
When you got to talk, when every conversation you got to talk with your hands because you're trying to figure it. This is a thing people know.
Oh, okay, I know that.
Yeah, it's a thing when it's a distraction, or maybe you don't really know. You're trying to feel it out. And
is that what Trump do? Because Trump do it all the time.
No, not like her. Okay. When she goes, okay, let's watch any video of her when they're asking her questions, or when she's behind giving one of her pep rallies. It's it's like that. So I don't think she's that good an actress because I'm waiting for SNL to see the spoof that they do from the debate. That's really what I'm waiting for because they do a great job of being well balanced with whoever they pick at. It doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican. They're like, what was that cartoon that was like so honest?
Mad cartoon.
Mad cartoon. It was another
Mad
one
magazine.
also. Was was it The Simpsons? Whatever.
The Simpsons, yeah.
Some of these cartoons are like, they're not on either side. They're like completely neutral.
South Park.
South Park.
South Park that's one of the greatest cartoons in history.
South Park tears it up.
There's one episode I got to watch right now when Cartman got skinny. The fat kid got skinny. I got to watch it. My wife said that was hilarious. But yeah, man, this politics is going on right now. Just pay attention, everybody. Do go out and vote. Don't not vote right now. Yeah. I know it's still up to the Electoral College, but feel like you did something.
Cornel West is on the go, Cornel.
I heard Cornel West is on the ballot. You say
he ain't that dark, but he got a black guy named Cornel.
That afro lets him pass.
He do.
That afro, gotta give him a pass for that afro.
He looked like a light-skinned Don King.
And a Malcolm X slightly.
Kind of.
If Malcolm X had a fro.
Yeah, afro. I love Brother Malcolm. He was so listening to the greats. Just made you feel good. Was so inspirational. Him, Dr. King.
They killed him.
Well, that's
now they got to rap it on beat.
That's the price you take for freedom. That's the price you take for honesty. You can't tell the truth. It's better to be a liar than it is to tell the truth. All the truth tellers, they kill. But the liars are still here.
Yeah, you need to get me started on that one.
I need to be a better liar.
Man, I'm a terrible liar.
What?
I'm a terrible liar.
You need practice.
No, I don't want to practice, man. I don't have. The reason why I don't. Whenever you do something and you like now facing the consequences of what you've done, that should be so much more heavy and work than when if I would have just not done that. That I stop. I try. I'm not perfect, of course not, but I just don't want to have that much fucking trouble.
You know, there was a person I used to yell at when I was a younger kid. Not really yell, but kind of like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And I really felt like if I just could take a belt and just beat the hell out of that kid so they like listen, you know. But I found out that I never did. But I just wondered what that would have helped. But with this kid, one time I said, you know, I tried, but you know, I hope the best for you, but you're so disappointing.
And was it your kid or somebody else's kid?
I didn't want to say because I didn't want to give it away, but
no, don't say the person's name.
And the person felt so like I saw the slump in the shoulders, and that was abuse enough. I think just letting that person know that I look forward to seeing them shine, and it was such a big letdown. You know, so sometimes that physical abuse isn't necessary.
No, you don't need that.
But if you show them that you care, and then when they do make a mistake, like I understand, but I'm disappointed, that could mean a lot.
So to talk on that, so my mother, was a disciplinarian, and when I reached a certain age, a disciplinarian, like the way she carried it slowed down. And I got to say this: I understand when I went too far, why she went to that extreme.
Okay.
Because I did test that limit. And that limit, has she not scared me a little that way?
Yeah.
And just been like, I'm just disappointed and walk away. Would I have truthfully not done it again? Would I have learned? I don't know. And also, you ought to talk about the environment the person's coming from and everything. But anyway, I'm here to. I want to say I don't believe in spanking children, but if you don't do at least when they go to an extremity, do something that. Yeah. I mean, I don't think sometimes talking may not work, and I think we're seeing that with these school shootings.
Well, I'm not really for I'm not for spanking children unless you have to. But I think if you learn how to discipline them the right way early, you don't have to keep doing it.
Yes, exactly.
Over my younger brother, I remember once said something. My mother was talking to another adult, and he intervened, and she slapped the holy bejesus out of him. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, I cannot believe. Mm-hmm. She said, you do not interrupt when adults are talking, right? Never, ever happened again. Never. Even when he was an adult, he learned that lesson. So I'm not saying that's good for everybody. I'm just saying if you get the message early, you can the right way.
You can also gauge your child or the person if that person will get it. Like, and that's your brother was one of those people that was able to understand without. So I'm saying you don't have to. That's not what I'm saying. You have to go to, but I get why I went through what I went through.
Well, I think we as people of color, especially if our ancestors were from here, this is the way we were raised. Mm-hmm. Because if you send your kids out if you sent your children into the city the way these younger kids today, they would probably kill them or hang them. They would never come back home.
Oh no! In what time you talking about?
Yeah. So,
like the civil rights.
Civil rights. Yeah, because
pre-civil rights.
During these times, especially a couple generations after slavery, they were whipped, and this is how they were disciplined.
And you're speaking of black children.
And you know what? It worked because you didn't see them being disrespectful. Excuse me, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, just very respectable.
To the point that the lady in Chicago lied that boy did not.
Yeah, that the boy whistled at her. She later said that he did not whistle at her. Now, just because he whistled at a white woman,
look what happened.
They went to his house, pulled him out of his house with his family.
Yeah, and they couldn't do nothing about it.
They couldn't do anything
because they would all die too.
And they beat him and killed him so brutally, and they couldn't even. But his mother wanted an open casket to show everybody the brutality of
what pain that had to be to know that they are going to kill your child, and all you can do is watch because you and everyone else that you love, would die as well.
That's true. God, it had to be. I can't even describe it, but because how can you describe something like that when you've never went through
that?
But if you knew it was possible and it still happened, it was so traumatic that even 50 years later, people were talking about it.
Yeah, still talking about it.
Yeah. So Emmett Till.
Man, rest in power to that family, man. That's what a terrible story that was. Mm-hmm. There's still something going on right now of a boy that they found was dead in a gym, and he was wrapped up in like a mat. Remember? I don't know if they said they found him bloated and he was dead.
No, I didn't.
They don't know what happened, but he was dead in the mat in the gym. Something crazy happened, but no one can figure out what happened.
Pray for those young men,
man. But you're right. In those times, the kids of today would be unfortunate, but they wouldn't be this way because at that time the way they were.
The reason why you had so much respect back in those days because real black father was in the house, right?
Preach, bro. Preach about.
So that. It was like you couldn't talk back. You had to have respect. It was no hanging out in the street.
Yeah.
It was no not being a gentleman. It was no not going to school, getting good grades. It was no not either going in the military or going to college once you graduated from high school. So the expectations were higher. These kids today, the expectations is just, as soon as you get a job and get out of school, get the hell out of my house. So there's no, I would say, foundation of expectation.
But that's not happening as much anymore. These children now, they call, I guess, the new generation. What do they call these gen?
I forget right this gen. It's not X. It's not Z.
Z?
Yeah,
I think it's them. They are staying in their homes longer.
Well, also is the reason why that they're getting sicker because they're not going outside, building up a resistance to germs like we did when we were kids. One thing about COVID. I talk a lot. People think I know way more than I know. I will admit that. But whenever they got sick with COVID, they would call me like, "Hey, OG Frank, what's going on? I got COVID. I'm scared. Well, what do you think I should do?" I said, "Did you play in the dirt as a kid?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. You're gonna be good. You're good. If you played in the dirt as a kid, I guarantee your resistance was so high that if you did catch the flu or COVID, you'll be okay. It may be a little hard on you, but you'll be okay.
What a terrible time that COVID was. It really messed up a lot of people's life.
controlled the country, the world.
It did.
Yeah.
It did control it. So let's jump into a new topic, man. Let's talk about this whole Shannon Sharpe sex tape.
Good luck to you, Shannon. How old is he? Like 55?
50 something. He looks great with 55. He looks fantastic. You, man, like my man right here. Yo, black don't crack unless you do it.
Take us to the gun show, people. Call me.
Take him to the gun show. Black don't crack unless you do
it. You know,
first of all, my man didn't do it by mistake. Why Shannon want to go? Why you think
Shannon said, Instagram said that it wasn't a hack, right?
Because like one dude actually did a real, he's throwing his phone like I'm trying to go live by mistake, and the phone it's way too many clicks.
Yeah, they hit Instagram live.
to go live.
Yeah.
Why Shannon do it?
You know what? Shannon came up in poverty.
Oh yeah, he's a deep poverty.
Country boy, like me. Even though I was born in the city.
That's possum poverty. That's what eat possum meat.
Grew up country boy, and probably like me as a young man, because of his physique. I don't think he was as pretty as me, but because of his physique, women were throwing themselves at him. You know, I know how that feels. You know,
but I don't think he understood it because of the time and
you know what
you don't look.
You don't really understand it. People don't know how it feels to be so pretty,
and especially as a pretty black man.
You want me to explain it? Every now and then somebody irked me. I have to explain it to them.
Tell them how I feel to be so pretty.
It was like, you know what? It's a difference between people that have a confidence that think they're attractive than when you actually are so physically attractive that almost everyone, your energy captures their attention.
Yeah, they want to give it to you.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you're like, what the hell are they looking at? But you don't realize it when you're that age because you're that age. And to you, because you don't see yourself going from a geek to like this person that's so physically attractive.
Ugly swan.
The ugly swan effect, yeah.
Yes, ugly swan effect, exactly.
You don't really appreciate it until you get older. So I know that personally. Women used to scream when I run down the street with my shirt off. Now they scream when I run down the street with my shirt off.
They still screaming?
Yeah, they scream in a different way, you know. It's like a girl you see when she's young and fine, you go, damn, right? And then you see her 20 years age, you go, damn, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, once you're not getting that attention, I think he did it really for attention.
But you're on top of the world.
Let me tell you something.
But for me, it makes me understand. No matter how much you have, no matter how good life is going, you're going to be insecure. And also, how about let's talk about this topic before you go there. A lot of people calling him a homosexual. They were calling.
You know what? Allegedly a homosexual.
Allegedly, they were calling him that. I wonder if that had a little bit to do with why he went out there like that.
I think a real man. People thought I was gay when I was young. I was younger, like 30 years ago or so. I didn't, because I was in touch with my sexuality, you know, and I do admit I had to slap the shit out of my feminine side. I didn't really care if somebody thought I was gay.
And that's what I felt for him.
It wasn't a thing I got to prove to you.
And that's what I felt for him, because he actually had a conversation with Cat Williams about it. And I'm like, I think you talked about it in the Cat Williams interview that people were calling him gay. So what? You're Shannon Sharpe. You're in top physical shape. Young men don't even look like you. Fuck what they think about you.
You know what?
And also, if you weren't, whose business is it?
All that matters is how you think about yourself.
That's it.
I didn't give a shit. Can I say that?
I said homosexual. I hope that didn't
okay. I didn't give a crap about people who thought I was gay. The only problem I had was people who knew me. If you thought I was gay, why didn't you talk to me about it? Why didn't it come up? That's what bothered me.
Why would they?
Because it would make me feel okay. Because they were discussing it behind my back, and I wasn't part of the discussion. And I felt like somebody who's really, let me tell another, can I tell a story?
Tell a story, OG_.
I worked at this place for like maybe 12 years. Mm-hmm. I knew everybody there, and I joke, I'm friendly with people, and I try to create a good, positive atmosphere. Mm-hmm. One day I had off, I came back to work. Everybody was kind of looking at me a certain way, but I couldn't tell what it was about. Mm-hmm. There was one guy, he was from Argentina. Mm-hmm.
Well, all right.
Say, sweet talk, what do you know about that all gas, no brakes?
Man, I heard about that all gas, no brakes. I don't think they gonna let me on. I ain't got a damn thing to talk about.
Fool, they talk about everything. This is all gas, no brakes. Don't step on the brakes.